Hey YouTube, I come today just to have a little chat. I'm wearing this t-shirt that says honesty, and this for me, it's a really strong value that I try to cultivate every day in my life, and it's a value that I look for in the people I hang out with. And why am I talking about honesty? What's going on? It's because, well, I'm gonna tell you something that if you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, then you might not know. And it's about mental health. And it's about the fact that we are not always doing super great. Woo, motivation. Me, I am also a human being. I have my ups and downs. However, last year, the year that just finished, 2021, was harder than usual. It started on January 1st with a knee injury that still today, we are on January 13th, 2022, still today hurts a little bit. But back in the day, I was just jumping and I felt a crack. It got swallowed, big. And it hurt for a little bit there, and I couldn't do my squats or any jumping for a couple of weeks. So that's how my year started. But I'm used to having, knee injuries, foot injuries. So, it didn't really affect me that much. Just made me be more careful with my workouts and my classes that I was teaching. And then May 2nd, 2021, I fell off a bike and I broke my shoulder. So I have a fracture that's still healing. But this one really hit me big time because you are just not used to not being able, or at least me, I'm not used to not being able to use my upper body. So even walking hurt, jumping hurt. Of course, I could not do a push-up or lift anything or wash my hair or take off my shirts. Getting changed was excruciating. It was really painful. Well, that one hit me a little bit harder than the knee, and it's still healing, so it's a longer process. All of this is in the context of the pandemic. I was not yet able to teach live, so I was teaching online, and I was getting a little bit frustrated because it's hard. I remember before my shoulder injury back in March or April, I was having the hardest time to start my classes. I felt drained. I wanted to cry, but still, I showed up because I owed it to my clients and to the people I was teaching to. Then the shoulder thing happens, and this all led me to a depression. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, and I just wanted to give you the context. After the shoulder thing, I spent a couple of weeks actually 3 weeks without any kind of physical activity at all, no teaching whatsoever. So I took that time to read, to rest. I thought, well, maybe this is good, this is what I need, it's just a little time off. And then I noticed this was not gonna be healing as fast as I expected, but I started teaching nevertheless. I was doing everything with my arm like this, and I would tell people, listen, I cannot lift this arm, but you can. I cannot do this, but you can. I would do the planks and the push-ups against the wall, and I would tell them, this is the modified version, but if you can go to the regular position, which is on the floor, then please do so, and so on. And people were super understanding. And then by summer, I was still in pain. I was doing my physiotherapy. I was being told healing was a slow, long process, that I needed to be patient, Fortunately, by summertime, we could teach in studio, and I was also teaching at the park, which helped. But I have to confess, it was really tough for me. Right there, I felt something was off. because, I mean, just telling people I was gonna teach was hard. I was not excited. Teaching the class was hard. I mean, getting to class was hard. Teaching the class was hard. I would feel super tired, but not physically. It was like mentally, like. And then I realized really something was really, really weird because I was struggling to do my workout. Like, generally, I would love to go out for a jog, walking, especially if it's beautiful outside, like in summertime here in Montreal. And it would take me like half an hour to put my shoes on, my running shoes, and it would take me like 10 more minutes to get out. And then once I was running, I was like, I just want to go back to home. I want to go back home. Like, what am I doing? I would cry about silly stuff. I was not excited about anything. Then I heard a podcast about mental health, and they said, home is where people notice when you're not there. And there is a lot of people that is homeless in this sense. And this hit me. I'm like, that's me. So, well, I wrote about it. I did a post about it because for me, writing, it's also a kind of therapy. And I wrote about it. That's exactly how I felt. I felt I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't know what was going to happen with my shoulder, my identity as a active, strong person, my business. I mean, I was no longer super motivated to teach. This was summertime. Then comes my birthday. I turned 40. That was another big thing for me because in my head, I was thinking, I'm 40 years old. I need to reinvent myself. What the hell? It's too late. I don't have a husband. I don't have kids. I'm all alone. All these stories, like, your mind is the strongest organ, the strongest muscle you have, and it could do wonders for you, and it could really do awful things. And in this case, my mind was playing tricks, and everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. I would go to bed and I would say, you know what? I've done it all, because I have done lots of things in my life. So I would talk to God or the universe, and I would be like, listen, I've done a lot. It's okay if I just don't wake up. I mean, no one's really gonna care. Yeah, it sounds bad, it sounds dark, but that's how I was. Actually, the reason I don't have Tyson, my little Chihuahua, anymore, it's because of these dark thoughts. And I thought, you know what, if the universe listens to my prayers and I don't wake up, I don't want my dog not to have anyone. So I gave it in adoption to a really nice family. So I decided I needed to talk to someone, like a professional, and I went to therapy. And when my therapist listened to, especially the part about Tyson, that the plan that I was not only having dark thoughts, but I was actually planning and doing and taking actions around these thoughts, he immediately said, you need to go talk to a professional that prescribes you something, because you need help and I cannot give you the help you need. So that's what I did. And I went to a family doctor, and she prescribed, I told her all my things, all of the things I was thinking, everything that was going on. She prescribed citalopram, and 3 weeks after, I felt the change. And this is not about we should all be taking pills. Actually, pills should be the last resort. But in my case, my baseline was already pretty good. I mean, even though I felt like crap. I was eating still healthy because that's just the way I eat. I was working out to the best of my abilities. I mean, I would still teach 1 or 2 classes. I would move. I would, I don't know, try to go for a walk because I knew these things were good for me. I was still trying to do my meditation, my journaling, but something was missing. And there's only so many self-development books you can read. There is only so much healthy food you can have. There is only so many workouts you could do. If these things are not working, then that's when you should actually go look for extra help. And this is what the pills have done for me so far. I started taking them after my birthday, so it was end of September. 3 weeks later, and I know this as a fact because I was asked, what did you have for lunch? Random question, and I had no clue. And for me, that was a big deal because I was always a little bit OCD about food. And generally, I would know when I ate, what did I eat. I was back in the back of my head always counting calories. In some periods, it would be worse than others, but the thing was always there. And that day, I had no clue what I had for lunch, and that was a big milestone for me. And I remember all of a sudden feeling at ease. It's not that problems went away. My shoulders still hurt. I still didn't know what I was gonna do with my business, my career. I'm still 40 and I have no kids. So nothing had actually changed, but it's only the stories I was telling myself about my situation. I remember one day waking up motivated to look for solutions, motivated to go for my workout, motivated to see what the day brought. So my final message here, guys, is mental health is as, if not more important than your physical health, because you cannot properly function if it's not in a good place. If you have any struggles, if you have dark thoughts, if you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling motivated, if the things that you usually like to do are no longer interesting you, go seek for help. I am not a psychologist, sorry, I was talking in French. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a mental health professional. If you want to talk to me, I can just listen to you. And if you want to ask me questions, I'm there. That I can do. But I encourage you to take this seriously, because I also find that we put like a tag on it that it's, if you're taking antidepressants, which is the pills I was prescribed, something's wrong with you, or talking about this is like, it's not like, why should you talk about that? That's private. But for me, is as much as I talk to you about eating healthy and doing your workouts and sleeping 8, 7, 6 hours every night, taking care of your mental health, it's also as important. So that's the story I wanted to talk to you about today. And I'm gonna link below some of the posts I've done in my social media regarding this matter, in case you want to read a little bit more about those. And drop me your questions if you have any. And that's it. I wish you a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're looking at this video. Love you. Ciao, ciao.